Thanks to the resub Tonebone and 5 gift subs Calisence. Thank you, Calisence. Watch the Town Bully one. Sounds a little intense for stream. Thanks to the resub Logan. Weird US laws? Dark Secrets of Anime Exposed. That sounds pretty good. So this is from the same religious group that did the other one? For video games?
Hello, I'm Scotty.
And I'm Mikey.
Hey,
We're
what's
some
up?
of the producers of this anime documentary, and we wanted to share with you a warning with this project.
Yeah, over the years, this is the most recommended topic we've got. Everybody wants us to expose anime, so
It's about
we started
time.
doing some digging, and man, the stuff is dark.
So if you don't really have a problem or you've never been exposed to anime, this might be a project that you should prayerfully consider whether or not you should or
Prayerfully
watch it.
consider.
If you know somebody that's really into this topic,
That's
then
adorable.
please share our video with them, as we feel like this is a very important topic to explore.
Yes, so you have been warned. With that said, enjoy the show.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me see that rating. What was that?
The show.
Rated R for revealing the spiritual battle behind popular entertainment. I don't know if I'm ready for that. To be fair, they might be onto something. I think there is a lot of... Anime is like a gateway drug. Like, there's a lot of bad things that come from loving anime. Tiana downstairs just told me that she's been reading One Piece yaoi. And, like, reading hentai from One Piece characters. So, I think there might be some merit to this story, to be honest. I'm coming in here with an open mind because now I'm starting to really see that maybe there is some really awful things that happen when it comes to getting into anime. Thanks to the Prime Nutrient Flux and the resub Thick Milk. I think there could be an argument made that anime... Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, fuck, this is intense. These are Prime Miracles. This is so good! This is like a good advertisement for anime. And then you'll get like a testimonial from Tiana about how she can't stop reading One Piece hentai now. God, who made this? I'm ready. Open my third eye here. Maybe after watching this, I'll just be really religious.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? There's a ton of it on Netflix now.
I know, it's time to do a project on it. Mikey and I went to a local convention called...
Oh no!
I was shocked at how many people are into it.
Yeah, it's crazy just how many people have been asking us to cover it.
I remember watching some as a kid. Now I realize how much of that stuff was going completely over my mind.
Thanks for some
There's
Zoinked,
so many
Magnifico,
reasons why I
Winter
question it
Zazel,
now.
I didn't
Mario,
watch
and Prime
anime,
Fishy.
but I read some of the manga comics.
I know a few things about some of the mainstream ones.
It's shocking how much spiritual imagery is used in these shows and movies.
Anime has an undeniable influence over pop culture.
Honestly, some of it is so strange. It's hard to even grasp how something like this can gain so much popularity.
Do you know where it all started? In 1963, a little black and white cartoon called Astro Boy.
Astro
premiered in
Boy!
Japan. Within 8 months, NBC began showing the English version
Thanks for
in
some
the
freshness,
US. The creator
wings,
Tezuka
Jake.
was very influenced
Mario.
by Western culture, and his father believed that Japan's future prosperity lay in partnership with the US, and raised his son on American imagery. There's constantly Westerners appearing as peaceful scientist collaborators.
Returned from the United States. A few minutes minister will meet the press for the first time.
That's the future he imagined. From the very beginning, he designed these cartoons to be exported, which is why we see so many Americans in the cartoon. Many other anime series were loved after that, such as Gigantor and Speed Racer, but in the 1990s, anime blew up in American pop culture.
Speed Racer? Never heard that one.
Oh, so nostalgic. I used to love Speed Racer. Kinda.
It's
I'm
crazy how
exaggerating.
fast
I used to
anime
really like
gained
it though.
popularity in the US. In 2002, Boston was one of the first cities to hold a convention, and they only expected 500 attendees, but 2,000 showed up. Today, Los Angeles
There's
hosts
Risa
the
blazing
annual
in
Anime
freshness.
Expo with 100,000 plus attending.
I remember in 2003,
Yeah, I don't know, Squashy.
Disney's Spirited Away won an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. In the last 2 decades, imported anime series such as Pokemon, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball Z developed huge US audiences.
Tons of movies have robbed their ideas from animes. Did you guys ever see The Matrix?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
What'd I miss?
Well, you didn't miss much. It pretty much went downhill after the first one.
Oh no,
Wait,
that's
there's
fair.
more than one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I wouldn't recommend
Reloaded
it,
is still
but it
good,
drew
though.
heavily from the style of manga and even released its own animated series called The Animatrix. Everyone thought The Matrix was so original, but it pretty much was a direct rip-off of an anime called Ghost in the Shell.
And Ghost in the Shell was made into a movie.
Quentin Tarantino had an entire anime scene illustrating a character's backstory in the first Kill Bill movie.
You guys ever watched The Lion King? Did you know that was also a direct ripoff of the Japanese animation titled Kimba the White Lion?
This is pretty
despite its
contentious,
claim of
actually.
Originality?
No!
Tonight, we're proud to present.
There's a lot of people that believe it is, and then a lot that believe it's
Walt
not.
Disney Studios in his television network debut, The Lion King. Hello, I'm Michael Eisner, head of the Walt Disney Company. The Lion King is unique. Unlike our other Disney animated features, The Lion King is not based on any previously published fairy tale or literary work.
Whoa, what? Michael Eisner is totally lying through his teeth.
Wow, look at those characters are exactly the same.
Yeah, even the scenery is strikingly similar.
An original concept that was developed in the story department of Disney Animation. And like most Disney animated features, it took years to create and refine.
So when does God come into this?
More like originally it was ripped off of this Japanese animation.
It really feels like they're just
Ashamed of
defending
itself.
anime, really.
They've made billions off this story. Billions with a B.
Oh, and I bet they're not paying royalty checks for that one either.
Even Warner Brothers did the same thing, stealing the original story from Tezuka with their release of Iron Giant in 1999, which was basically a reboot of the 1963 cartoon Gigantor.
Originally, these
I'd
animations
never
appeared to
heard
be
that
pretty
one.
innocent cartoons.
It's a misconception that animated productions are only made for kids, but that exists because aren't most animes marketed to young kids?
Yeah, since they're all over Netflix
Thanks,
and
Resub
Cartoon
Johnny
Network,
Horstick.
tons of kids are getting sucked in at an early age. When we went to Connooga and interviewed fans about their favorite shows, this is what they said.
I love anime.
I love it. I mean, I can't watch enough of it.
So describe love.
That guy
You
seemed
watch
pretty
it
fucking
every
cool.
week.
Some of those tattoos were nice.
Oh, wow. Even more telling was the age that they were first introduced to it.
So, like, what was your first anime you watched?
Naruto.
Yeah, let's hear from you.
Wolfsrain. Inuyasha. Every single one out there.
Oh, everyone's having so much fun here.
Oh, very young. My father was really into Dragon Ball, and he had like a bunch of VHS tapes, and I actually still have the whole Frieza saga on VHS.
So last time we saw this channel, they went really hard into religion on all of this. This really just feels like an advertisement for anime.
How old?
Of course, probably like 8. Yeah.
Nice.
It was on Adult Swim when I shouldn't have been up. And I watched it anyway. And I watched it anyway.
Would your parents have condoned?
I mean, probably not, but here I am.
It's just
today.
cartoons, bro.
Covered
It's
in
not that
blood.
deep.
How long have you been into anime? And like, when did you first start getting into this?
My first anime was like in 5th grade. It was
Here's
Attack
a
on
bit,
Titan,
Sam.
which was a mistake because I was a 5th grader.
I don't know,
and
Sam.
The mother getting the head torn off was a little much for me.
At this age, think of the shock and horror that something like this would happen to your mother.
If I hadn't seen Attack on Titan and they showed me that, I would be right ready to watch it. These guys are doing great at promoting anime.
It's on Netflix. I think you like it. And from there, I started watching like Death Note, a bunch of other stuff like that.
Whoa, these guys are super young to be exposed to this kind of violence.
So you're into anime. What was your first?
Easy Tier 1 Potato Bread and Resub Daniel.
My first anime.
Don't know what that
was
is,
Heaven's
Marinami.
Lost Property.
Did he just say Heaven's Lost Property?
Oh no.
And that just kickstarted that genre, and then I branched off.
You just opened a can of worms, buddy.
10, 11. Yeah, wow.
I would even say that there's tons of animes that adults shouldn't watch either.
These cyborg chicks like fall from heaven, and it's a harem anime.
Oh,
and this one is
let's
super
go.
messed up. Not only is the anime extremely inappropriate with the images that are borderline pornographic, the story is also super blasphemous.
So like, the protagonist has a bunch of cyborg chicks that can literally perform any task. And
So he just fucks them.
I love panties with designs on them. I'm starting to get sick and tired of this foolishness. Sure, you got it.
So they're like sex robots or something?
Yeah, but they're programmed to do whatever their master wants them to do.
When do they start promoting religion? This is just an anime ad.
So who's the master?
These resub Platano and
describe
Nightlight.
him? What is it?
I don't know. He's like the tyrannical guy that lives.
What do you mean, Kitsune?
He's like the tyrannical guy that lives upstairs.
Hey, Big T's, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
You'll remain my toy for as long as you live. What's wrong, good for nothing? Have you forgotten what comes next? This is the part where you beg, "Oh, please, master, please don't scrap me." You have your orders, Delta.
And so that got you into
Yeah, that shot me down.
Alright, I need to skip around. When does this get into, like, God discussion?
Yeah,
this is an
this is like
actual just
14.
anime ad.
I know, right? It's so not okay or appropriate for such young kids to watch.
And everybody
the whole
we
video.
interviewed was super into anime. I mean, there wasn't even a single person who wasn't into it. And when asked
yeah, you
about
went to
the
an anime
appropriateness
convention.
of the violence or sexual content, they all had this to say.
But there's some anime like I don't know, Kill La Kill and like Devil May Cry, like stuff like that. That it's not really meant for kids, but somehow kids are getting.
I didn't even know Devil May Cry had an anime.
sort of like
That's going on my to-watch list. This was helpful.
Violence.
I love Devil May Cry.
Is extremely violent. It's very bloody, especially the end of it is very bloody. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a lot of
It
fighting.
seems like a lot of the anime now is like pretty hardcore.
Oh yes, a lot of old anime are as well, but it just yeah.
Thanks, we said
I think
Avalanche
that,
and Gray.
older anime were very targeted towards adults, and now they're trying to target more towards children too. So yeah.
So how old were you when you saw the first anime?
True
What was it?
Lunchbox, that is true.
I was approximately 8 years old.
Oh my god. Look at the Ainz Algon cosplay here. This guy was probably ready to start splashing holy water on him. This is good. This is a very good one. This is Goblin Slayer. They found some good cosplayers.
When I watched Pokemon for the first time, and then I just gradually started with Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Codcaptor, Sakura, all those.
It's wild that these kids get hooked because of Sailor Moon when it's full of extremely inappropriate and overly sexualized content. I'd say it's not
Sailor
suitable
Moon?
for any audience, let alone children. It may seem cute and colorful, but its main protagonists, which, by the way, are supposed to be 14-year-olds, are often in compromising scenes with extreme nudity. Here in the United States, pedophilia is a big no, and it's a super sensitive topic.
I mean, pretty much anywhere pedophilia is bad.
かわいい。完全に一
Way too early to be worried about boys falling in love with them.
Yeah, when the animes have like young kids in there, then you just automatically assume that it's for kids.
But because it's an animation, the twisted storylines usually fly under the radar. But kids pick up on these themes subconsciously.
And yet pedophilia can be found across anime, as well as themes of incest, homosexuality, lesbianism, and transsexualism. And it gets even more weird when original Japanese anime is changed for US viewers. In Sailor Moon, Haruka and Michiru are lesbian lovers, but in the American version, they made them cousins.
Oh.
He's exactly the type who's supposed to have a pure heart and powers. We should make sure we watch him closely then. Leave it to me, cuz. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But someone clearly didn't think this through because they left the scenes the same, only changing dialogue, leaving the impression that they are some sort of twisted cousin lovers. Usagi, or better known as Sailor Moon, is a middle school.
Let's go, America! We did it.
College student.
That's like the most American shit I ever heard.
Engaging in sex.
Okay. This.
We changed these characters to cousins, so when they fuck, it's even
Maybe we should
cooler.
pause it.
I'll get it.
Let's fucking
There's a
go.
taco delivery where there's a party in every bag.
Did anybody order tacos?
Tacos? No, I didn't order it, but that should definitely be what we have for lunch.
Man, it looks like you guys having a
What is
watch
this?
party.
Is this a skit?
That's kind of weird.
Hey.
Laser Prime Schuler and Risa Marshall in tennis.
Is it?
No, it's not. You see, we're...
Hey,
True
look,
Sierra.
I'm not judging, just dropping off some food. This is not 66 Broad Street, is it?
No, this is 144 Narrowway.
But can we put it in order?
What is happening?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll be back later.
Well, that was kind of awkward, but you know what's crazy? There are tons of reaction videos on YouTube where people don't find this scene disturbing.
This isn't the only time that Usagi stayed overnight at her boyfriend's house.
We should probably go wake Chibiusa.
Let her sleep. Both of you can stay here tonight.
This particular storyline is even carried over into later seasons of the show. There is even
Is
a
this like
scene
new
where
Sailor Moon?
Usagi's
This looks
love
like much
interest,
more
Mamoru,
recent.
accidentally kisses an extremely young 5-year-old Sailor Chibi, which, how do you accidentally kiss a 5-year-old?
Hey, what just happened here? You there? What do you think you're doing? Why are you hugging my
Check the dislikes. Yeah. They turned off comments. They always do.
Usagi
Which is a shame.
becomes
I'd like to
jealous
read
when
them.
She thinks her boyfriend is falling in love with a grade school girl.
It seems like
It sounds like
the
anime.
only thing I care about lately is Chibiusa. Do you like her? Do you think she's that cute?
What? That's ridiculous. She's still in elementary school. She's just a little kid.
So what if she's little? That doesn't matter in love.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Okay. I agree. That's yeah. That's when anime gets hard to watch. I'm on their side of that.
This is disturbing. You can clearly see that he towers over the little girl.
Yikers, that's not something you want your kid exposed to.
Oh, just wait, it gets worse. Even the villains in the series are gender-bending teenagers. The Sailor Starlights are 3 Sailor Senshi from another
Yeah, they
star
hate
system
homosexuality
looking
and
for their
all of
missing
that.
princess,
They're
which
really
lands
against
them
it here.
on Earth to find her. In their civilian forms, they are biological men who created a boy band called 3 Lights.
So it's kind of like the Spice Girls meets NSYNC?
Now that would be weird. They become female when they transform into their Sailor Senshi forms. Additionally, their leader is clearly in love with Sailor Moon, which is super confusing to the viewer because their genders constantly change.
This sounds like something from 2020, but it came out nearly 30 years ago.
You know, the Bible has a lot to say about sexual immorality. 1
Jesus.
Thessalonians 4:3-5 says, "It is God's will that 4:3-5 says, "It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable, not in passionate lust like the pagans who do not know God."
Amen. Great text, Keith. Along with all the adult-themed relationships, there are a ton of
Hey, you
questionable
killed it, Keith.
messages and occult references.
Thessalonians,
that are
it
very
gets nuts.
problematic for any
Nice, Keith.
Christian. I'm talking about magic, sorcery, spells, and reincarnation.
Hey, thanks for the 10 gift subs,
Underage
Ray.
drinking of
Appreciate
alcohol.
it. Thank you, Ray.
It's very nice
The
to
prime
meet
wait
your
on.
acquaintance. That doesn't sound right. Glad to know you? Look at them. They're not having any trouble. The book says in a situation like this, have something to drink. Here goes.
You know, the Bible is very specific not to have anything to do with witchcraft. In Deuteronomy 18:10 through 12, it states,
True.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or useth divination, or an observer of times, or of an enchanter, or a witch, or
Yeah,
a
we don't
charmer,
like that.
or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Because of these abominations, the Lord God doth drive them out from
Sounds like he's a
before
little
you.
insecure
When the
that
Bible uses
a
the
witch
word
might be more powerful than
abomination,
him.
It literally means that
I don't
God
like that.
hates those things and that he would excommunicate the people if they engaged in such activities.
Do you guys notice the symbols on their forehead? Look like they are taken from astrology. Check this out.
Wow, it reminds me of when the book of Revelation describes God's people having a seal on their foreheads and the wicked having a mark of the beast in their foreheads. Also, like the opening of the third eye in Eastern and New Age religions, there's a ton of demonic possession in this show.
At one point, Sailor Moon cries out to Saturn, which is completely pagan, and in some ancient writings is a reference to Satan.
What? Ancient writings, how would they even know about Saturn? They didn't have fucking telescopes back then, idiots.
The character Tuxedo Mask blasphemously calls Sailor Moon the Messiah.
Notice that there are 5 sailor girls, each named after different
These are
planets.
some tactical.
The number 5 in the Wiccan religion
tease.
represents
True.
the 5 points of the pentagram.
Hey, speaking of Wicca, these magical girls are even called guardians.
Uniting our hearts to fight as one is what makes us.
Man, they're blowing this wide open.
Which is Wiccan lingo for the watchtowers that correspond to the 4 directions and the 4 elements. When the watchtowers are invoked, it symbolizes the connection to all things that exist.
What?
The 5th element being spirit. The series borrows concepts from the Bible, such as the Tree of Life, which
What?
is depicted in this show as a god-like being who was alone in the universe and then created humanoid people because it was lonely. The people eventually become evil and corrupt, resulting in the tree weakening and seeking help from Sailor Moon to regain power and be reborn.
Man, how twisted is that? God created humans. John 1:3 says, all things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made
Well,
that was
if
made.
John says
so if
it,
the tree
it's probably
created the
right.
humans, this is a blasphemous depiction of the true God, making it seem as he can be weakened by his own creation, and then he needs to seek help from the pagan witches in order to survive.
You know, another anime that sugarcoats
Let's
the occult
go!
is Dragon Ball Z. Have you ever seen this one?
Fuck
I remember
yeah.
watching that as a kid.
Yeah, a bunch of people we interviewed at the convention said they started watching anime
Hey,
because
Prime
of
Purple.
that show.
You know, this show's been around since the mid-90s.
Yeah, I actually
and
knew
there's
that,
ton
Tease. A lot of
episodes, somewhere in
Christians
the
weren't
range
allowed to
of
read
like
Harry Potter.
600 plus in total.
Wow, that is a serious investment of time if you watch all of those.
You're not kidding.
Right, and listen to what this particular fan, who has hundreds of thousands of subs, says about the show. Notice that these videos have millions of views. This just shows the impact this genre has on the public.
Toonami was nothing less than a revolutionary siren call for a generation.
I knew Super Eye Patch Wolf was a
Replacing
demon.
the older, more traditional power
Anti-Christian.
zone slot with a block filled nearly entirely with Eastern properties, such as Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star, and Sailor Moon. Up until now, the only real way to consume these shows was through trading VHS tapes or downloading low-quality fan subs online. But now,
God, this
anime
video is
being
so well
broadcast
made.
directly into our living room.
It's so good.
And it was mind-blowing. And at the center of this movement and Toonami's most popular show was Dragon Ball Z. Keep in mind that this was late 90s American television, where the most popular animated shows were family-friendly titles like Doug and Rugrats. And
Both
by
good shows, though,
comparison,
to be fair.
Dragon Ball Z was shocking. The show felt like a gateway into an entirely different world, a violent and even dark place, one of insanely powerful villains that committed genocide with barely a second thought, and horrific alternate futures, where our entire cast of heroes, as well as the vast majority of the human
God,
race,
that Super
had been
17,
wiped
or
out
not
by
Super
malevolent
17,
psychopath
Future
androids.
Trunks
It was a
movie was
series
so
where
good.
people could suffer grave bodily injury and heroes could die. It felt like a show you shouldn't be watching, one that couldn't possibly be airing on children's television, and yet it was.
You see, like Sailor Moon, there's a ton of highly inappropriate sexual content and dirty innuendos. Some of the scenes are so disturbing that on this fact alone, it should deter pretty much anyone.
Thanks for the 10 gift subs, Tease. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the generosity tonight. Wait, is this still Dragon Ball? What the fuck is this? I don't recognize this at all. This is OG Dragon Ball? I watched all of OG Dragon Ball and don't recognize this shit. Oh, I guess I was a kid when I watched it.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
There are so many of these extremely inappropriate scenes that it's crazy the American public doesn't ban it due to its promotion of pedophilia. When searching for the Dragon Balls, the young Goku is seen sneaking a peek at Bulma's underwear.
Oh wow, when she lifted up her dress, she didn't even have underwear on. And this is rated Y7 for kids?
Goddamn right it is.
Mercy.
But even outside of those grotesque scenes, there is dark spiritual undertones that need to be exposed.
Taburo was so
Magic
fucking
is a
cool.
common tool used throughout the series, and witchcraft
Is that magic, assholes?
Favorably.
It's key.
The rivers, the trees, the wind, all the living things in nature. Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please. I almost have enough. The power is coming to me. I can feel all of it completely surrounding me. Just a little bit more.
God, this makes me want to rewatch Dragon Ball Z.
Here it comes.
Even though I know it hasn't
Alright.
aged well. I already
Feel it
know.
getting closer
I've
now.
tried.
There, it's done. If this won't stop him, then nothing will.
The Bible strictly forbids any such practices. In Colossians 2:8, it
Of what,
says,
martial arts?
"See to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit,
Wait, what?
according to human tradition."
Wait, philosophy is bad? Hey, stop thinking. Okay, thank you, Colossians. Is this a real Bible quote? Colossians 2. Let's see. Is this from Biblia? Yeah. Man, Colossians seems like a giant fucking simp. All of his little excerpts here are just like, hey, stop thinking, let God do it for you. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Don't let any... Man, this guy fucking hated thinking. Don't let anyone capture you with philosophy and high-sounding nonsense that come from human thinking, and from the spiritual powers of this world, rather than Christ. God damn. Man, he fucking hates philosophy. Be careful that no one takes you through philosophy and deceit. Good God. He hates it. This guy's very upset. Thanks to the resub Dolphin, Mavs World, and the Prime Jack. The resub Comrade.
You captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ.
For example, the witch character Baba is referred to
Yeah.
as fortune teller Baba. Baba is an insulting word in Japanese that means old hag or old witch.
And Baba uses a crystal ball to see into the
What?
past, present, and future, something the Bible condemns as an abomination to God.
Why?
Like when King Saul summoned the late Samuel through a medium, in reality, he was speaking to a demon.
Yeah, although I've seen a couple episodes, I still don't understand what this anime is really about.
Let me see if I can.
Did you even watch it? It's just
You see,
about
the
like
mission of the
strong
characters is to
dudes
collect
fighting
7
dudes.
Dragon balls that are hidden all over the earth in order to have 2 wishes granted by the Dragon Lord. The theme song repeatedly chants the phrase,
Yeah.
The book of Revelation called Satan a dragon. So basically they are asking Satan to get them.
The story centers around a young alien.
Did they even read the Bible? What? Since when does the Bible talk about dragons? He was just a serpent. That's just your interpretation of it. Unless I'm misremembering. Well, actually, I'm wrong. In the Old Testament, dragons are discussed 21 times in King James Version. Well, so I guess there are dragons in the Old Testament and LeBron James, it sounds like. I was not well read on the Bible, I guess. All those Sunday school days did not pay off. Okay, well, I guess, hey, I guess they're onto something.
Alien named Son Goku, who was
Thanks,
sent
Risa.
down
Twisted
to Earth
Flames
as a
in the
baby.
Tier 1 Kazi.
In the Dragon Ball anime, they are 3 supreme beings called the Super Saiyan Gods from Universe 7 that send the baby Goku down to Earth to destroy it.
Isn't that kind of like the story of God sending Jesus down to Earth?
Yeah, pretty similar.
Not
but
at
the
all.
twist
What?
is, instead of being sent to Earth to save it, he's sent to destroy it.
We send adult fighters to planets with strong inhabitants, but to planets with weaklings like Earth.
That sounds
one
cool,
of our
Brewer,
babies
maybe.
is sufficient to carry out the order. Kakarot was sent to clean up this planet, but he obviously forgot
Oh,
his
nice
mission.
Naruto.
Kakarot, what have you been doing here all these years?
Thanks to 5
Your
KW.
mission was to terminate all life on this planet. Why haven't you carried it out?
Goku is an angry child who has an accident while growing up, causing him to change his motives from being the destroyer of Earth into the savior of Earth. There's an episode titled The Father of Goku, and a prophecy was given to Goku's father, Bardock, that he will have a son, and he will be a savior of the Earth.
Take heart, Bardock. A savior has been born. One who has the power to save the innocent from people like Frieza. And you.
Cool prophecy.
Someone else who wanted to become more powerful than 3 supreme beings. That sounds a bit
What?
like Satan?
It says here on the DBZ or Dragon Ball Z wiki that Goku wants to become the most
What?
powerful Super Saiyan God, which can be obtained through a ritual involving 6 righteous Saiyans or special divine training.
What 3 beings in the Bible?
Saiyans with righteous hearts must join hands and instill their inner light into another. With his friend's energy flowing through him, this Saiyan shall then take the form of a Super Saiyan God.
Let's go!
Focus on channeling your inner
Yeah, I don't
light
watch
of Dad.
Dragon Ball
From your
Super,
heart.
so I don't know this part. He becomes Jesus. Let's go! Oh, they're gonna say he looks like Satan.
Now, you're seeing who this really is. In the end, Goku takes the war back to heaven and destroys it.
I haven't seen it. I couldn't tell you.
There's even a similar story of a tree in a garden, just like Sailor Moon.
Thanks to Resub
twisting
Specialist,
the concept
Zed,
of the tree
Christian,
of life. It's
Sorza,
called the Tree of Might,
and the bits Goof
sometimes
and
referred
Sab.
to as the Tree of Death.
And we can do it later,
But
Panda.
once again, you can see the inversion of the truth. When one eats it, they gain more power. Only Kai, who are the kings of the universe, and eternal dragons are meant to eat the fruits.
You mean I'm not allowed to eat any of that?
You got that right, buddy. That tree there, it belongs to the great King Yama.
I'm surprised they're not mad about a shirt saying hell.
Aw, come on! Just one piece!
In the Bible, we see an account of a serpent-like being promising ultimate power by eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge, not the tree of life.
Thanks to Resub
It's
Alpaca and
interesting
Prime
that
Trashy.
they get their power from the dragon, who
Resub
is
Gumball.
called the eternal dragon god, or dragon lord. The owner of the tree is King Yama.
Here it says that Yama's occupation is a judge. Dragon Ball Z has a lot of Gnostic imagery, flipping the idea what's good and what's evil. Yama is actually a deity in the Buddhist faith known as the King of Hell. Yama is said to judge the dead and is the one who decides if the soul goes to heaven or hell. Seems pretty Gnostic if you ask me.
It sure does. And so on the surface, Goku may seem like a Christ type, but when you really compare him with the Bible, he actually shares more characteristics with Lucifer.
I mean, he gambles with the
really a
universe
type of
all the
saint,
time, so yeah,
which
he's
is
not like
made to
super
appear
cool
like a savior
for like
of
humans.
the people.
Kind of sucks.
Son Goku's character
He just
is
like
based
gambles
on
with the
Chinese
universe just for a
mythological
fight.
Character called the Monkey King, who in the myth gets invited to heaven and believes he will receive an honorable place as one of the gods, but is instead made the protector of the horses, essentially a stable boy, which is the lowest job in heaven.
True
He
username,
rebels and
yeah.
proclaims himself the great sage, or heaven's equal.
Which so
Oh,
happens.
and I gotta go pee. God damn it, I was holding it for a minute. This is such a fucking long video. I don't even know if I want to finish it. But it is. I love the way it's put together. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Thanks, Resub Jeremiah. Do we want to finish this one or not? I think it's just going to be repeating a bunch of the same shit. So they do it for Dragon Ball and then finish with, well, actually, I just do Dragon Ball for the entire rest of it. Let me see what their conclusion is at the very least. Well, seems like chat wants to finish it. It's kind of divided. Thanks, Resub Seed. I'm not going to pull it. I just kind of want to see how it ends. It's just going to be a lot of repeating points.
To be the
Let me see what they say about Deborah.
Lucifer, who wanted to be honored as a
Villain's forehead makes this sealing appear to be evil. The Bible describes a seal that will be placed on the foreheads of God's true followers. Revelation 9:4 speaks about the sealing just before the end of the world. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only those people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads.
Like the villains King
Okay,
Cold and
whatever.
Frieza, Vegeta is part of a trinity as well, the Saiyans. The father's name is King Vegeta, and his son's name is Prince Vegeta. Evil.
There is yet another trinity in this saga. Bibbidi
What's
Bobbidi
wrong with-
and Boo.
Bibbidi Bobbidi and who?
I mean, what's wrong with trinities?
Well, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo is a magic spell cast in Cinderella.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does have something to do with magic and sorcery. There are many parallels with the Godhead in these three as well. As you can see, there's the sigil on their foreheads and on their clothing. And they are all from a planet called Planet Alpha, which is in Universe 7, and is shown to exist in the heavens. God calls himself the Alpha and the Omega.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Number 7.
What? God calls himself Alpha? I assumed he'd be on that Sigma grind set. Are you serious? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Alpha and the Omega. It's used as a Christian symbol as well. Damn. It's kind of crazy.
7, often a number associated with God.
It sure is. And Bobbidi, Bibbidi's son, has an episode where he opens a so-called seal. He opens the seal and frees Boo in an attempt to destroy the people of Earth.
In the Bible, Jesus
Thanks,
is
Resub,
described in the book
Dame,
of
and
Revelation
Yo-Yo,
as the
and
only one
Afro
worthy of
Go.
opening
Give
the
some
seals.
stoner.
Revelation 5:5 says, "And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the 7 seals thereof."
How does that
When these seals
correlate?
are opened, it will result in the deaths of the wicked. This
Oh, I see.
happens just prior to Jesus' second coming.
It's interesting that Bibbidi, the father figure, is the one who created the seal, and his son Bobbidi is the one who breaks the seal, much like God created the seal and Jesus the Lamb is the one who opens it.
The biblical imagery is interwoven all throughout this series. When almost everyone in the earth dies, Vegeta ends up resurrecting everyone except the really evil people.
I have 2 wishes I want to make. First, I want the planet Earth to be restored to its original state. And second, I want all of the people who were killed since the morning of the World Martial Arts Tournament to be brought back to life. Do you understand?
Dende, I'm putting my faith in Vegeta's
Wait,
plan, and I'd like for you to do the same, okay?
Of course, Goku. Arise, Parunga!
Wait, this doesn't at all... Wait, this doesn't correlate to what they were saying at all.
Okay, it shall be done.
Thanks to the Resub Bro Moment and the Prime Expert, Resub Con Devil, and Unfolding and Trex.
The Earth has been restored to its rightful place. What is your next wish?
Please use your power to restore the lives of all those who died on Earth since the wizard Bobbity arrived there. Except for the most evil ones.
That's a good wish. I didn't remember that stipulation. That's a good wish. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of gray area for what's considered evil, but overall, heart in the right place.
Granted, the people of Earth have been restored to their home.
Vegeta, we did it! All the people are back!
Thanks, the Resub Ugly Truth.
They're alive! What the heck? I'm alive!
Okay, let's skip to this.
As Angel 9, it says,
Been engaged in ever since.
now that's a great comparison, Mikey, because the Bible says in Revelation 12:7-9, it says, now war arose in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who is called the devil and Satan, and the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him.
That's rough.
Just like
Sounds like he got
Goku was
fucked.
cast down to earth.
Even when the prophecies in the Bible foretell the ending of this conflict, Satan and his angels refuse
Thanks
to
to
stop
Prime.
fighting.
That's
Caddy.
why, in the end of the story, Goku brings the war to heaven. Goku is a representation of Satan, that ancient serpent, the great dragon.
Oh
Damn.
wow, the DBC fandom even says that Goku's son lives in Satan City.
Satan City? Wow.
Dragon Ball Z teaches an inverted gospel, which makes Satan the hero while demonizing the Trinity.
Hey, that was Mr. Satan. Mom, it's Mr. Satan. I recognize that voice.
They're on to something, I think.
Right, wow.
Well, maybe they have a point. Whee! Satan!
Thanks to Mr. Satan, the long-awaited energy has finally arrived from Earth.
Would you really expect anything else from the Dragon team?
Speaking of inverted gospel, you guys ever heard about the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Oh, we're not ready for that
Neon
one.
Genesis Greek for, is it New Beginning?
And Evangelion means gospel.
Right, it's about a new beginning of the gospel.
I don't think we're
I
ready
bet I
for
can
this
guess what kind of
conversation.
twisted message they're going to interweave into this story.
This sounds super intriguing. I'd love to hear what you have on that.
This one's pretty messed up, but I can't get into it right now. I've got a podcast I'm doing tonight with a ministry called School for Prophets, and I can't be late.
Tell me he made that video. I would love to hear his interpretation of Evangelion. It sounds like that guy's just like a giant fucking weeb, but he feels guilty for it. So then he brings in this like show and tell thing where it's like, well, this anime is really evil. Sure would take someone real fucked up to watch this one, right?